Ari.
Okay.
Go.
I'm grateful for my listing going live tomorrow, and I was able to put it all in myself. So definitely grateful for that.
Awesome. Great work. I know that one didn't come easy, so keep up the good work on that one.
Thank you.
All right. Anyone else want to share anything they're grateful for?
I want to share something. I'm grateful for yesterday, you guys. I did my lead generation, and I called 100 cold call leads, right?
Nice.
So I called 100 cold call leads, and what I'm grateful for is how I'm growing in my patience to handle rejection, right? So I called all those leads on yesterday, and I didn't get one appointment from those leads. And it was initially, and I had several conversations, but they weren't appointments, right? But it was like, wow, how many leads really are we having a call every day? But it made me say to myself, after we heard Paul the other day talking about 1,000 calls a day and everything else, and for my personal self, it was like, you know what? You said you want something. You can't get impatient with your own self. You have to learn that this is a part of the process that you're going to be doing, and just be consistent. So I'm thankful that my mind about what appears to be a rejective manner or rejective actions didn't affect my outlook for today. Because I'm like, I'm going to call again, and I'm going to try to do more today. So that's how I feel. So I'm so grateful for that mindset today.
I love that. I love that. And sometimes the things that you learn within coaching or within Keller Williams or just the everyday class, like sometimes you hear something and you can't unhear it, right? And once you hear it, it changes the way you approach all conversations, right? Like, I think I kind of alluded to this the other day, like, if I'm on the phone with like a customer service person, like I'm usually able to get what I want because I understand persuasive language, and I understand, letting people be heard and all that kind of stuff, right? And I didn't know all that when I was born. I had to learn it, and I had to practice it, and I had to be open to hearing it the first time, and then I had to be open to putting it into play. So sometimes getting an appointment is not the win. The win is what you just described, right? The win is you have a little bit more confidence and a little bit more patience, and when you go make 100 phone calls next time, you'll probably have better quality conversations, and you'll have a better likelihood of booking something.
Right.
Great stuff. Anyone else want to share anything they're grateful for, or want to share any good news? I know Brian, you got some good news, Brian. I don't want to steal your thunder. Why don't you tell the room what happened to you yesterday?
Yeah, well, first off, before I get into that, the thing that I'm most grateful for is I was called a handsome little guy by my 6-year-old last night, and that just topped everything off. But I did get a client under contract on a new build that is finished. The original buyer on that basically disappeared, and 3 days before closing they backed out, and it went back on the market, and so we're going to close in 45 days on that, if not sooner.
Beautiful.
Congrats.
Beautiful,
Yeah.
man. This business is all about growing, it's making things happen, and then you get more confidence and excitement, and usually some more cash in the bank when it does happen.
Yeah.
Right? It is a crawl sometimes. It's going to feel like a crawl. We are planting seeds, y'all. We're planting seeds.
Yeah, and the best feeling out of everything was just kind of calling her back and telling her that we are.
Oh, I know.
We got it.
I love that part.
Was it a backup offer?
There were some backup offers that were submitted after us, and it was kind of funny how it worked out, because it had been on the market, I think, for 3 days, and we were the first ones to put an offer in. And right after we left the sales office, other people were coming in to put an offer as well. So there ended up being multiple backup offers on that. And so we're going to wrap some things up this morning and kind of seal the deal to make sure that we're good. But
Beautiful.
Yes.
Cool.
It's kind of funny how it worked out, but
You
we're
know,
thankful for it.
every transaction has its own unique kind of story, right? And so, you know, every single time that you get something under contract, it's like worthy of a story, essentially.
Yeah.
You know, I certainly don't expect you to do this, but just I'll throw this out there because it just popped into my mind. But remember that when you're under contract with a buyer or seller, the details of that transaction should remain private. Okay, particularly the
Yeah.
financial sides of it, right?
Yep.
So you don't want to say like, oh, we're under contract, especially if it's a listing. Let's say the listing's at 300 grand and you go under contract for 290. You don't want to like share that, right? Because if that
Yeah.
original deal dies, then if somebody's paying attention and they're aware of that fact, they're never going to submit an offer above 290 to your seller, right? So whenever, and people will ask, they'll say, hey, what can you tell me about the transaction, or what are you under contract for, or something like that. Your response to that should be, you know, you'll see the news once it officially closes. I appreciate you asking, right? You don't have to get, you know, nasty with them. It's just none of their business right now. Okay.
Yep. Be as vague as possible.
Well,
Pretty
just
much.
don't answer it. You don't, I mean, you say, hey, it went under contract 2 days ago. We're set to close on this date. You'll hear the news once it closes. Like, you don't have to like, you know, come up with some weird way of disguising what's going on. You just flat out don't answer their question. It's kind of like the debates.
Yeah. 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 Exactly.
Sorry, that's as political as I'll
Hey,
get today.
Bill.
Yeah.
A lot of the contacts that I contacted from Facebook when I did the Bow 100,
Yeah.
I had a lot of people to reply back to me late. So I was like up to like 11 o'clock writing people, brought in real estate, and then also talked about other stuff. So it won't make it just seem like it's directly about real estate, but then they circled back around and was like, but when I decide to purchase, you definitely my first choice. So that
Love
was
it.
pretty nice.
Love it. All right. Remember, all those are contacts, so take credit for that. And while they have a high level of interest and engagement, you know, see if you can extract any additional data, right? Like, you know, where do they live now? Are they in a lease that's going to be expiring at some point in the future? Do they, you know, do you know what kind of work they do now? Like, find out a little bit about their life as well, so you can bring that stuff up later on, right? Let's say, for example, you know somebody's a Florida State fan, right? And you know you're going to talk to them. John, are you like a Gators fan or something? Like, I saw that reaction. That was
No. I honestly don't follow college football too much.
I just speaking
No,
out
I have no
from
ties.
nowhere. Okay. Let's say somebody's a Florida State fan, right? And you are aware of that fact, right? Not only could you like do some kind of surprise and delight for them. I don't know, like let's say they have a baby and you buy the little baby a Florida State shirt or something. But like, you know, check the score of the game if you call them on Monday and see if they won. If they won, say, hey, did you see the game this weekend? You see what I'm saying? It's evidence that you're paying attention to the things that are important in their world.
It's funny you say that, Bill. So when somebody say, yes, I'm interested, can you send me some information? What exactly information should you be emailing someone when they say you can send me some information?
Why don't we role play that, since that's the topic of our call today? You want to role play that, Markia?
Sure.
All right. So, hey, you know, it's funny that you bring up real estate. I am thinking about doing something here in the future. Could you send me some information?
Yes, I can. Can I get your email address?
Well, actually, let's flip it the other way, since you're the one that asked about what to do.
Right.
All right.
All right. So yeah, Bill, it's funny you say that. I was actually my lease is coming up. I'm thinking about home purchase. I would be interested in you sending me some information.
Oh, great. So tell me a little bit about what you have in mind. I mean, we've got an incredible amount of information. Are you thinking of more information about the types of properties that might be in the matches for you? Or are you looking for information about financing? Or are you looking for information about the buying process? What's most important to you right now?
I really don't know where to start, Bill. I just, you know, you can just send me whatever you think is relevant for my home purchase.
Perfect. So what I'd love to do is, you know, every buyer is going to have a very unique situation from their timing to the type of property they can afford to buy to, you know, their particular motivations and their particular concerns. What I've found working with other buyers is it's best to schedule just a private session where maybe the two of us can either meet in person, or you feel more comfortable, we could do it over Zoom with all the parties that are going to be involved. So if your mother's going to be doing this with you, or your your boyfriend's going to be doing this with you, your husband, whatever, then let's all get on Zoom together. And what I'll do is I'll walk you guys through the entire process, from how to best prepare from a financial standpoint, from a emotional standpoint to some degree. I'll make sure that you're introduced to all of the vendors that are going to be helping us during this process. And I'll walk you through a lot of the contractual things so you can really understand the risks that are involved and how we can protect you during this process to make sure that you don't make an incorrect decision. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
All right, great. So would you prefer Zoom or in person?
A Zoom call is fine.
Great. So I could do Zoom. Would you guys all be available at 4:30 on Thursday?
After 5 is a good time for me.
Okay, great. So would 5 be okay, or like 5:15?
We can do 5:15.
All right, great. So let's do 5:15 on Thursday. I'm gonna let me make sure I have your correct email. Is it markiasmith@gmail.com?
Yes.
Okay, great. And what is your wife's or your husband's email address? I'll send him an email as well. Make sure we all know how to reach each other.
Yahoo.
Okay, great. And so here's what I'll do. I'll send you guys a quick email now inviting you through a Google invite. And it'll also have a Zoom link on it too. So you just have to click one button and we'll be in the room together. And if you would, just make a list of any kind of concerns or questions or thoughts you have. And that way we make certain that we cover everything when we meet at 5:15 on Thursday. Does that sound good?
Yes, perfect.
Awesome. I'm really looking forward to going through this process with you guys. Have an awesome day, okay?
Thank you, Bill.
Okay. First of all, did that sound salesy in any way?
No, but for the meantime, do you still not send them anything? Besides the Google invite, like just, general information to be like, hey, I held up to my promise of actually sending you some type of details, even if it's just, I don't know. Just, I like the appointment, but it's still just like something that I would like to just send general information, I guess.
So I'm glad you asked me that, because there's really no definitive answer to that. If I had the exact conversation I just had with you, with a client, me personally, I would think to myself, I kind of satisfied that need.
Okay.
Right. However, if you don't feel that way, or you still want to send something anyway, I might even consider sending like, and this might be something I'm not fully prepared to really think this through, but maybe if you had some type of like, getting to know you video of some sort, where it was like a video of you where in between an appointment being set and an appointment being held, it was something of the nature of, hey, this is Markia Smith. I work for Keller Williams Realty. One of my favorite parts about real estate is helping home buyers navigate all of the challenges and excitement and the experience of buying a home. We've got a collection of vendors that we work closely with to make sure that you have sound advice and you're well protected through the process. Some of the main questions that we get are, about financing, and maybe you could answer a quick question about financing and about home searches. By the way, I'm sure you're probably already searching online. Just a quick reminder, as your future buyer's agent, assumptive, right? As your future buyer's agent, I'm able to represent your interest in any property that you may find online, regardless of who the listing agent or listing broker is. And the great news is I'm ultimately compensated by the seller of the home that you buy. So if you find anything out online that you either want some information about or want to see in person, just jot it down. And the next time we speak, we'll go through all of those details together. I am so excited to meet you. You may throw in something about like your unique value proposition. Like, for example, if you support a charity, like, we used to buy like, what do you call it? Like nets for, we'd send a donation to this organization in Africa called Nothing But Nets, or it wasn't in Africa, but it would supported communities in Africa to buy mosquito nets. And like for a couple bucks, you could buy like a mosquito net. It was something ridiculously cheap. It was like 25 cents. You could buy a net that would save a family from malaria for like a month or something like that, right? So is there a charity or some type of organization or some type of small business that you help support? Maybe you could share that in the video, and that just helps them see you as a human being prior to the meeting.
I like that a lot.
Right. But like sending them a video or sending them like an email with like, first step in buying a home is this, second step in buying a home is this. I mean, it's not going to hurt you. I prefer to be the deliverer of that information. We do have home buyer guides and seller guides. There's some on Michael Lewis Marketing Suite, and there's some on, I have to dig around a little bit, but I believe they're on Connect as well, KW Connect. So there are some resources for that online. But I kind of want them to get off the phone with the following feeling.
Right.
Markia is sharp and she's patient, and I can see that she is taking a genuine approach to this. And I'm just going to stop worrying about all the things I'm worried about and just rely on her to walk me through this process. That's the impression I want them to take away from the phone call. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But Bill, but if you do send them something, even just a slight overview or something, that they can review, that's not necessarily bad.
No. I didn't mean to give you that impression. Thank you for following up with that.
I don't know if I'm more old school, but I like to have something to review beforehand. And when in my past life, when we used to make presentations to fund managers for our fund administration services, I would always give them some sort of marketing materials or something ahead of time, and then open up the conversation with, have you had a chance to review, and go into that as a conversation starter.
It's almost like a pre-buyer pack, if you will. Now that I'm kind of, as I said, I hadn't really thought this idea really fully through, and thank you for doing this. I never actually did any form of a pre-buyer pack. I'm sure I should have, and I'm sure that would be valuable. You could do some type of paper collateral, or you could do a video. It could be a lot of different things. I would probably do both, honestly. I'd say, hey, I'm going to text you a video, just a quick, like literally 1 minute video on, what it's like to work with my organization. And I'll send you some information about things to do to prepare for being a home buyer. And then things maybe not to do, like don't go lease a car, right? Don't go.
That makes sense, Bill.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for helping me kind of brainstorm that. What's that, Markia?
I said I felt like I was losing, like not holding up to my end of the bargain by saying, yes, let me get your email address. I'll send you the information. And I'm like, what am I sending?
Yeah, I think that, yeah, so I don't know if I've told you guys this, but let me just double check. I believe I uploaded it to the Google Drive, and I'll admit I have not really dug into this at all. But I uploaded a file. It's actually a folder that is called Stuff from FB Files, Facebook files. Okay, Stuff from FB Files. A very unique title there. But what it is I took, I went through a number of real estate related groups on Facebook that I'm a part of, and went to their file section and just downloaded a bunch of stuff on buyer and seller packets. So a lot of the material in that folder for both sellers and buyers could be used, or the ideas from those could be used as you create like a pre-listing seller packet, which we've talked a little bit about, and maybe this idea here where we have kind of something that we're sharing with them, some type of collateral that we're sharing with them. Honestly, that's going to big time separate you from the competition, and you can kind of use whatever you'd like, whether it's more process oriented, whether it's more like instructional, whether it's just like a fun video of what it's going to be like to work with you, that kind of thing. Make sense? Okay. All right, let me just get a couple housekeeping things out of the way really fast. I sent the calendar for next week last night, so please check the either of the WhatsApp groups. Don't forget that next Friday from 9 to 4 is the career visioning course that is taught by Gene Rivers. Please don't see that email that's been on the calendar forever in the office and say, hey, I'm not going to build a team or join a team, or I don't care about hiring right now. I'm just trying to buy my first sign. Like, I get it. I want you to be there anyway. Okay. You will think this is one of the most incredibly brilliant business people that I've ever had a real conversation with. I mean, this guy is next level, like 20 levels beyond where we're at. Okay. I want you to be in the room. It's from 9 to 4. It's free and it's on Zoom next Friday, a week from today. Okay. We also have a couple of other things going on next week. I'm going to do a class called Get a Client Today next Wednesday from 1 to 2. And we'll do a PC orientation. So if you're still not positive about all the offerings that we offer, or you just want to hear it again, that's going to be from 1 to 2 on Monday. And our launch mastermind, which like as schedules change and we get these new classes and all these kind of things, the launch mastermind seems to always be the thing that we move around. That is going to be Thursday at 11 o'clock. So I appreciate you guys bearing with us as we rearrange the schedule to best serve you guys. And then today from 12 to 1, we have a special opportunity. I want to recognize and thank Heather Mueller for standing up and saying, hey, it seems like there's a need for teaching people how to do Canva. So that's going to be today from 12 to 1 in this room. Heather will be the host. She'll have all the hosting authority. She can share her screen. She can record it, the whole deal. So what she mentioned to me, and Heather, I'll give you the form here in just a moment, but is to, if possible, please come to the class with a Canva account. It's free. Just go to the website and get an account. So some of the things she's walking you through, you can actually do in real time, and it can be more of a workshop. Heather, do you want to add anything to that?
I had put a spreadsheet out last week sometime with the Keller Williams branding colors in it. It's an Excel sheet.
Yeah.
And it's a good idea to have that available too, and because I think people might also want to add their own branding colors if they pick some out.
Okay.
And they're going to want the Keller Williams colors available because I'm going to show how to add color palettes into Canva so you don't have to look up colors every time you're making a design.
Cool. Thank you for doing that. And are you able, was that something that was lost, or do you want me to help you refine that?
I think I just sent that out last week, so I've got that. I just didn't know if we should send it again to people. I can put it out there again today before the class.
Okay, beautiful. Beautiful.
But I sent it out last week.
That would be great, Heather. Thank you.
canva.com, right? Canva.com.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. And let me just see if there was.
So if people are going to
to John privately. Sorry.
Heather,
what was that?
If people are going to follow along, it might be helpful to, if you can, do your Zoom on a phone or something so you have your computer available to do Canva.
Cool, good idea. And so that's going to be in this room, same link, okay? Don't forget, today we also have the high accountability session from GLG. That's from 10 to 10:15, and from 10:30 to 11, we have from GLG a 30-minute session, tech session with Sam. So if you're having any challenges whatsoever with command, or you just want to kind of be in the room and listen to what other people are up to, That's from 10:30 to 11. The links for those two sessions are in the email that I sent out in this past week. Okay. If you have not, if you are not caught up in your what do you call it, reporting, please do so. For those that I have a one-on-one with today, we'll keep those, even though I'm working from home, no big deal. And does anyone else have any other questions for the moment?
Bill, I apologize if you mentioned it earlier. There's a Smart Plans webinar today at 11 o'clock?
Yeah. Hang on, let me tell you.
Something useful right now for?
I appreciate you asking that. I would say, hang on, let me just double check what you saying. It's at 11 o'clock?
Yeah, I had something on my calendar from 11 actually till 12:30, which I was going to cut short for.
Yeah. I am debating whether I want to answer this question.
I want to put you on the spot, though. I'm sorry.
Here's what I would say. That if you've won the day, then by all means. Okay. If you've not won the day, and you're just like, kind of like, ooh, another class that I can avoid making calls. I'm not saying you're trying to avoid making calls, right? But don't use classes as an opportunity to get out of what we're paid to do, which is book appointments and go on appointments, okay? That video will be on the internet forever and ever and ever.
Sure.
Okay. And there's also many other videos that talk about how to do smart plans. So I totally respect smart plans. I totally respect Robin Tate. But if you haven't won the day, I don't think you've earned the right to go to that class.
Understood. Absolutely understood.
And that is a class, by the way, that you can go to in your pajamas late at night. Okay. Nobody wants to hear from you at 9 o'clock at night on the telephone trying to reintroduce yourself to an old friend or to a cold call prospect. You follow what I'm saying?
Oh, most definitely. Yes.
Good.
Does that, am I out of line there?
No, not at all. That was what I did the first website to honest to talk over you.
Oh no, go ahead. I think we were saying the same thing, so go ahead.
No, I got kind of caught up early on too that I needed to, kind of be everywhere, live, everything. No, that's certainly not the case. So yeah, I'm learning more and more how to kind of prioritize and.
Yeah.
Yep.
And all we got, guys, is our time.
Yep.
And that's why I'm super grateful for being with y'all for half an hour every day and oftentimes more. The goal of these classes is for it to be super interactive, right? But I would much rather you bail on every single call and turn in great numbers and have a great life for you and your family than sit in here as an excuse to do what you really need to be doing. I know that can come off a little harsh, but I don't want you to be the most well-trained agent that can't afford their office bill.
Well, I mean, webinars don't pay the bills. Calls do.
Right. Well, yeah.
I mean, calls and leads, that's what pays the bills.
Yeah. Okay. I think I answered that without pissing anybody off. Awesome. Okay. And as we're talking about time, I'm going to spend just another moment doing one more role play. John, can you do this with me? So I know, John, you've been doing a lot of kind of re-engaging some of your old colleagues and some of your old professional friends and these kind of things. Would you like to do a role play with me on maybe how some of those conversations are going?
Sure.
Okay. Which person do you want to be?
What do you mean? I'm sorry.
Do you want to be, why don't you be the old friend and I'll be you?
Okay, sure.
Okay. Ring, ring.
Hi, this is John.
Hey, John, this is Bill Linkwald. How are you today?
Bill, my gosh, wow, it's been so long. Wow, it's probably been, what, about 4 years since trying?
You know what? I was online today and I saw your profile pop up on LinkedIn, and I said to myself, "Oh my gosh, it's been like 4 years," and it's amazing how quickly time flies. I didn't want another day to go by without just reconnecting with you. How are you?
I'm doing well. I moved down here to Georgia a couple of years ago, doing very well. How about yourself? How's
Yeah, things are
are
great.
you now are you still at Trident? Are you still at Trident where we were, or
You know, I'm in Roswell, Georgia, actually. My family moved down here, and I'm selling real estate. My wife is a professional photographer. Kids are healthy and happy. Things are great. Things are great. How's you know, one of the things that hang on, I drew a blank there for a second. So tell me, what did you move down to Georgia for work or for your wife's work, or
yeah, it was
what prompted
that?
that?
It was just time to make a change, and yeah, just a different pace, a slower pace in life, and got a great job offer down here, and yeah, I'm
Awesome.
I'm an accountant down here and doing very well.
Awesome. So what keeps you busy? What is the new job?
Well, it's a fund accountant, and we have a lot of clients, and that just really keeps me going. We're working a lot, trying to gather new clients, and sure, that keeps my schedule full.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, listen, I'm on the phone with people all day long, you know, future home buyers and future home sellers. And, you know, I'm literally talking to 20, 30 people a day. You know, if I were to ever be in a conversation with somebody that perhaps was a great prospect for you, what would that look like? How would I recognize a person like that?
Well, I'm sorry. Can you go? I'm sorry. Can you mention? I'm sorry.
So for example, you said you were looking for, you know, looking for new clients, right?
Yeah.
So I was saying, you know, it sounds like we might actually be, you know, very close to each other. If I was on the phone with somebody who might be one of your future clients or an ideal prospect for you, how would I know?
Well, I'm
Like,
doing a lot of
what does an ideal
networking.
client look like for you?
Well, I'm doing a lot, well, business professionals in the area, investment professionals who need someone to administer their funds. That's what I'm looking for. That's my clientele.
Beautiful. So cool. I'll certainly keep that in mind. And how the kids? How old
Oh,
are they
doing
now?
okay. Doing okay. They're both in school now. One is down in Kennesaw State, and the others are graduating from Georgia this year. So yeah,
Awesome.
so
And
the kids
remind me
came
what their
down
names
before
are one
me,
more
and
time.
I decided to follow them down.
Remind me what their names are one more time.
Oh, Bob and Sue.
Bob and
Yeah.
Sue. Okay,
Bob's a
wonderful.
sophomore at
Bob
Kennesaw
and
State,
Sue.
and Sue is graduating from Georgia this year. So
Sue's graduating from Georgia. Fantastic.
yeah,
And everyone doing okay in
yeah.
these kind of times of
Came down
COVID?
first, and I followed them down. They loved it down here so much, and I followed them down. So
Beautiful,
my wife.
beautiful. Well, I just wanted to, you know, reconnect with you. You know, if there's ever anything that I can do to help you, please let me know. You know, and hopefully it goes the other way as well.
No, that's great. It seems like a great market down here. You must be very busy. You must be very keeping busy. It's great.
Yeah, notice how I was willing to leave the conversation without real estate because I don't know that I've earned the right to throw up real estate on him. I was very subtle with how I brought up I'm on the phone with prospects all day,
Right.
kind of. And then I was trying to get off the phone and he asked me about real estate. Catch all that? So yeah, John, real estate market is crazy right now. I'm having a lot of fun. Sellers are selling their homes fast. Buyers are able to afford homes they never thought they could afford with these low interest rates. You know, any particular reason why you ask?
No, well, just I have a lot of friends in the Northeast who are kind of ready to get out, and much like myself. So I would love to have somebody who I can refer them to. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this
know,
is like a dream conversation, John. Thank you so much for bringing that up.
Yeah, I don't know if you know.
By the way, that very rarely happens.
I'm sorry. I still keep in contact with a lot of the gang at Trident. So I mean, you know George, and you know.
Oh, how is George doing?
And doing okay. Yeah, doing okay. We keep in
Love
contact
that guy.
every so often, and yeah. George is ready to get out.
Yeah.
To retire soon and wants a little more space, a little better cost of living. So tell him to follow me down. I'll have him look you up.
Yeah, absolutely. What if you don't mind? What would you just send me a little text or something with George's information? I'd love to check in with him
Absolutely,
too.
absolutely.
Thank you for asking about work. We're just having a lot of fun, right? We're making a lot of sellers happy, making a lot of buyers happy. I would love an opportunity to be a resource for you or anyone that you know in the future. Certainly some of our old pals. So yeah, thank you so much for keeping that in mind.
Now, how can I get in touch with you, Bill? Well, I have this number, but can
This
you
is
send me
amazing, John. You're an amazing call. This is one of the best calls ever. Okay. Yeah. Let me make sure that I have your correct contact information down. And cell phone is this, email is this, and Sarah, her cell phone is this, and her email is this. Awesome.
Yes,
I'll send you
that's
guys
correct.
just a quick little email to make sure you know how to reach me. My email, my cell, all that. And that's where I might include like a hey, video, like this is what our team does, that kind of thing, and send it off to him. And then of course put his information into the database if it's not already there. And I would probably also get his address so that I can send him a handwritten note.
Cool. All right.
John,
Bill
you're the
Linkwald, my
best
gosh,
role play
I
partner
thought you,
ever. That
wow,
was awesome.
awesome, buddy. Great to hear from you, and really, let's keep in touch, definitely. And if I can get you some business, all the better. Let's keep in touch.
All right, beautiful. I'll be looking for it to help you guys out too. Great to hear from you, and say hi to the family for me, okay?
Take care, Bill. Likewise. Have a great
All right.
one.
So that was, do you see what I'm saying? Did that sound salesy at all? Guys, these are just talking to human beings, right? Right? If you ask enough of everyone else, they'll start asking you about what's going on in your world, right? Now, you gotta come from contribution, right? You gotta be genuinely curious. If you're just like, just bullshitting these people so that you can get what you want, they're gonna see it instantly, right? So you really have to examine: am I in this business to like squeeze commission checks out of people? Or am I in this business to really, really make an impact and look out for the best for people, right? Does that make sense? And you better come at them with the right attitude or you're going to get spotted instantly. Okay. Anyone else want to comment? Any questions? Anything else you want to cover?
Oh, hey, Bill, real quick.
Yeah.
I just wanted to kind of reiterate to everybody else, the Bold 100s. My client from yesterday was from the Bold 100 in July. And then following up with her, it was, I'll be ready to buy like next year. And then continuously following up with her. Well, turns out the last few weeks, everything's changed and she's ready to buy. So.
Yeah, that is awesome, Brian. I appreciate you sharing that. That is simply, that is what there's a podcast called Naval, Naval. Naval, and he has whatever, like an episode on what he calls about luck and the 4 types of luck. And I'll go into this another day, but that is basically activity-based luck. Like you might say to yourself, oh, it's just so lucky that things happened and I got a contract. No, you earned that. Okay. You made the call. You did the appropriate follow-up. You gave this woman confidence that you were the right partner. And it might feel like luck, but it only happened because of your activity. Okay. When you go create a bunch of chaos and a bunch of activity, when things fall into place, a lot of times they fall into place for your benefit. Okay. Yep. So awesome job, Brian. Awesome job back in July. Taking charge and making some extra calls, and good job on all the follow-up, and big round of applause for your first deal. Congratulations.
And Bill, just piggybacking on your point, there's a great saying that it says luck is where opportunity meets preparation.
Love that line.
Yes.
I have heard that many times. It didn't click in my head. Yeah. Luck is where opportunity meets preparation. Exactly. And you won't get prepared if you don't block time to get prepared. And you won't have the opportunity if you didn't do the hard work. Right? I heard an interesting phrase. I'm probably going to botch it. It said something to the effect of like, somebody would say like being super successful or being rich is hard. Well, so is being poor. Right? Not a lot of stuff isn't easy. right? So if you're struggling financially and mentally and family wise, that's not easy either. So, you know, it's not like you're gonna have this awesome life by bailing on the things that you know you need to do. Right? Life is going to be hard in either direction. Does that make sense?
Yes,
All right,
sir.
y'all.
Yes,
Have an
sir.
awesome day. Please, if you're interested, don't forget about the high accountability session. And let's all support Heather today as she takes an hour out of her day, which is certainly full of lots of stuff to teach us all about how to get more creative through Canva. Okay. Have an awesome
Thank
week.
you.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
So long, everyone.
Bye bye.
Thank you.